I was thinking that might pick Kunkka, and I actually don't like it so much. I know the lane matchup is good against Windranger,
because you
but
can't
I
miss
think
with the...
yeah, but I think the in-game matchup into like some Doom and Morph is very, very awkward. And like, look at their initiation on EG. If Ursa doesn't have a good game, which I'm gonna assume he won't, your setup is an X mark. You don't have any clear stun or start the fight because you have Snap Sky that rely on setup. You don't have any good setup for them later. Unless Pakaz has a good game, he has some Blink BKB bash and he goes bam, 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 and kills someone.
You need setup in the form of disables because at least Bounty Hunter is going to be providing vision galore for setup, technically. But he just doesn't keep anyone still in place.
Yeah, like you can X mark them, but what if there's a Yules, a BKB, a Manta style?
Okay.
Kind of depends on the speed that Whisper gets an Atos. That's like another disable for them. I do like X combo plus Mortimer's Kisses at least. That's going to kill a lot of different heroes on the BetBoom side. So I feel like if they can rotate into the lane and kill Pure a little bit and continuously kill GPK, who's a little bit HP squishy to these, I mean, they have a lot of damage on the EG side for Magic Burst when they do use their ultimates. So if they can get kills out of those and then start pressuring the map, snipe, I don't know, 25, 30 couriers, they can definitely win.
There you go. What I would like to see is them peel these targets off of Pakaz, where like you have Windranger, you have Doom, you have Spearbreaker. These are a lot of anti-carries. It might end up being C-Smile that they target, but like I want to see Yule Scepters, Force Staves, like stuff that just makes them stop for a second and give them some breathing room to pop BKBs, use Enrage. I still like EG's draft because I'm emotionally invested in
The Octary 4 build.
They better justify the Ursa pick somehow because on paper it's maybe a little bit more complicated than Evil Geniuses needed to make it. Let's see how it plays out in game number 2 with Sunsfan and Synderen.
It's not over until
Yeah, there's some interesting picks we have here. Cinder Man.
Good. Good.
We have a bear versus water. Who wins that matchup?
Oh.
That's a tough one.
Well, one
Bears-
needs the other.
Well, it depends. If you have rabies, you're actually afraid of water and cannot consume it willingly. So the real question remains, does Ursa have rabies? By the way, very terrifying thing that you can get.
Yes.
It's one of the scariest things I've seen, actually. Don't look up the videos for that one. But BetBoom versus EG, game 1 goes to EG in this best of 3. Both of these teams are in the top 4 of the group right now, which, as you mentioned very eloquently earlier today, actually very aggressively, I should say, towards me, in a negative fashion, of course. And there's only been one series for each respective team, so who cares? But it's still interesting.
For me,
They're
it's
both top 4.
For me, it's mostly about how have the teams, not necessarily like their win-loss, but just like the vibe you get from their games. Because you can like play well and still lose, or you can play an okay-ish game, but the enemy team was just not really bringing it. I've just been very impressed by EG. Like overall, all the games we've cast so far in this tournament, I think they've looked really solid, and they've got Matthew as Bounty Hunter, so let's see how that all plays out. It's been, EG have made some insanely one-sided games happen with this hero and this player. Let's see if they can do it here. I think BetBoom have some pretty good solutions. The Spirit Breaker matchup is atrocious for Bounty. The Enchantress is actually kind of rough too, depending on how the lanes get set up.
But of course, we are cursed to see Windranger games be awful in general.
Come on, sprites.
Yeah, but this time it's mid. Like I said earlier, I like it more mid than I like it on carry. So,
I mean, the games that we've cast, even when it's mid, it hasn't looked good. But that's still a small sample size.
yeah.
So we shall see. But yeah, you're right. The Spirit Breaker versus Bounty, it's atrocious. But Matthew, if you can get the value out of this hero during the laning stage, so the first like 8 to 9 minutes, that could definitely set the pace for EG to get off to a good start, and who knows. But other hero we haven't really talked about,
Damn, Whisper playing an awesome wave here.
is the Kunkka, which was last picked. And as the panel discussed,
Holy shit,
running that.
sorry. Excuse me, Nightfall's getting obliterated in lane. What?
1 in 0s, yes.
5 denies on Snapfire. A really nice start from Whisper. Is just playing a flawless early first.
Oh, we're going to have to watch a kill, then we'll get back to the very important CS as Pure gets first blooded by Pakaz.
Boy, this might be more.
Yeah, Fury Swipe starting to stack up. Blood Grenade as well. Pops the Fairy Fire. Won't be able to continue any further, but the Arcane Bolt is enough. 2 kills to wave EG in the top lane.
So,
And
what were you
Morphling
saying?
still has 1 CS. Or we're watching this CS by CS now.
I'm sorry for interrupting you earlier, but
I don't remember what, or give a shit what I was talking about.
That's
the
fair
CS
enough.
is very interesting.
Same, I'm just doing it out of courtesy.
Adaptive strike to get the last hit. Nightfall. Okay, now that I'm paying attention. Okay, got denied again. CS by CS.
Blood grenade.
Yeah, Matthew gets cookied to safety though. Yeah, the point I was trying to make is Matthew needs to have impact early on.
Yeah.
Because later in the game, once charge is more of a thing, and with Dust being in the game, it's going to be a hard game for him.
I mean, he's always going to offer track, which is really nice for both Ursa and Kunkka to play with. One of the best ways of dealing with Ursa later in the game is hiding him, right? Like finding a way around trees and resetting the fight. If you're tracked, Ursa can always stay on target, and any hero that's tracked and goes into the tree line can get caught by X-Mark.
Oh my.
Decent
All
setup
right.
here. Nightfall actually without waveform, so some decent harassment being output here.
You know, Whisper and Matthew
yeah.
going so ham in this lane. It's really cool to see with these tournaments, especially with these teams being boot camped in the same region at least, more cross-regional play, international.
I think Toronto Tokyo's maybe
Scatter blast onto Toronto Tokyo, and yeah, one more right click should do it. Whisper will live as well. Nightfall just not hitting hard enough yet, as Matthew will steal a few gold.
Oh. Whisper just can't see us, can he? Oh,
What a noob.
time to go. I know for a fact he wasn't doing the farm and chill segment, because
I mean-
that would have been edited out.
18-7 versus 7-1. That is, and that's especially on Morphling. That's hard to believe,
Yeah.
because that is a hero that specializes in being able to right-click these creeps.
Universal, baby. On that snap.
Yep, very true.
Are scanning.
Meanwhile, in some other lanes, we saw this one already where both Pakaz and Panda were able to take firm control, but GPK mid versus C-Smile. GPK 23-3, C-Smile right behind at 20-6, so pretty damn even. But yeah, talk to me about Kunkka, because we did talk about it yesterday and it got crushed.
He's a pirate.
What else? What else do you know about him?
He has a past as a painter, actually. It wasn't profitable enough, so he had to change professions.
Dire structures are
That's the best you can come up with, a painter?
I don't know.
God.
Put me on the spot. I'm not very imaginative as a person.
Yeah, I know
Very
that.
bland, boring,
I
and
need to
uninteresting.
update your chat GPT.
Well, what do you want to know about
Level.
Kunkka, Shannon?
If he's good, we don't see him.
Well, I feel like whenever we see him, he loses. So with that sample size, no. But
It's one game.
I do think in this game, there's quite a bit of merit to it. The panel talked about him laning against Windranger, which is definitely a good lane matchup for him. And just overall in the game, I like the pick. I feel like Kezu said he wasn't a big fan, but I definitely see what EG are trying to do with it and how it plays in with their strategy. What I will agree with, though, is if he falls behind, that hero just flat out is not good. It's one of the snowballiest mids in Dota, because despite not having like any inherently snowballing ability, it's just, if you were to like graph his impact curve, it's like very dependent, right? You need things to really align to get your stuff done. And so far so good for EG, because the one thing Kunkka wants is he wants side lanes to be able to play with, and both lanes for EG at the sides have gone well. And that means he doesn't have to put out fires, but rather he can enhance his teammates rather than having to bail them out.
Well, what
That means he
exactly...
can keep his farm up.
What's the identity of this hero right now in this meta? Because we've seen different variations of Kunkka in the past, like the one-shot build with like the Daedalus Shadowblade, etc. We've seen Waterworks as like more of a supporter, utility type, like an off lane. Like, what's his job in this game?
I think he's like a hybrid catch sustain hero, basically. You have X-Mark, you have the Ghost Ship to empower your team to stand and deliver. And your item build, I think, is completely up to the game. In this game, I would like to see him... Oh, hang on. Pakaz.
Focus fire, Pakaz. Finds a little bit of distance, but the charge is going to get vision. Shackle not going to fully latch.
He'll fine here.
He will
Radiant's
survive. The
middle tower is
Skywrath did
under
fall,
attack.
though. And Save having a 1v1 versus Matthew and the creep. But no vision right now. Pakaz, he comes in and finishes the job.
Oh, a nice little easy freebie for him there. I think in this game as Kunkka, I think you, at least at some point, you get Hex. I think you get a Hex for your Ursa to be able to stick on the Morph and stick on the Windranger. Before that, it's a good question. I find that to be one of the awkward parts of the hero is how do you build up to remain relevant? Oh, no.
Whoa, my.
You gotta be on top of your health here with Nightfall. Yeah, I wish I had a good, like, I just feel like there's no obvious answer at least.
So that means he doesn't really have a true identity right now. As the charge comes in, Blood Grenade to follow.
Level 6.
Paz, yep, just hits level 6 and will punish Toronto Tokyo.
Thank you, C Smile, for your help. TP's in, steals the kill and leaves. Refuses to elaborate.
That's his identity then.
He's a thief, he's a pirate.
Yeah, that makes
That's what he
sense.
does. Oh,
Okay.
He got siege shot.
Yep, he sure did. All right, so the bear does fall. And what kind of a build are we going to be seeing from the bear this game? Is it the Battle Fury? Indeed, it is.
Yep. I like Brian's idea of this game. I think that build is very interesting. With
The boat's coming. C-Smile wants to take out Bambi, but GPK has come. The Shackle with the focus fire. It is a 1v4. He does get the Enchantress. Here comes the Cookie with the Mortimer's Kisses to follow. C-Smile does fall, but they're going to get plenty of kills after the fact, as that is 3 dead for BetBoom. And now GPK, he looks to be okay.
That is such a clean cookie, my god.
What flavor was that cookie?
those are
Shackle
two words
is
that
going to hit. There's the stun coming out from Matthew. The cookie to follow, and they actually have enough to chase down GPK. Well done from EG, my goodness.
Really, really nice spell casting there.
Dire's bottom tower
I would agree with
is
you, though,
under
that
attack.
EG from the teams that we've cast thus far has been by far the most impressive. They've been behind in quite a few games, but it feels like they just always find a way to win the game.
Radiant's middle tower
I
is
think
under
a
attack.
moment like this really highlights how good this team is, because this looks like a totally shit
It's
situation, right?
4v1 right now.
He's initiating this, but the rotation is coming in time, and this cookie is just into... Oh, beautiful. I actually thought he got the double stun. He only hit the Doom with it, but the blobs were amazing.
Well, we're going to see Pakaz getting gone on in the top lane now. Focus fire with the charge, providing vision. He'll Earth Shock to the high ground. This is going to be tough for him to get away.
Dire's top
Does
tower
pop the
is under
Enrage.
attack.
Do they have any sort of
Radiant's
stun? No.
courier has been killed.
It'll be very easy to get away, is what I meant to say. But they will likely use the numbers here, indeed, to take out the tier 1 tower, which fortification will delay slightly. And you can see Matthew hoping for the full Agi trick here
Yeah.
from Morphling.
He has to be a little bit paranoid.
But yeah, back to my point, Cinder. EG has been the most impressive. I think they've been the most even-keeled. BetBoom, as expected, have been kind of a roller coaster, but their ceilings have been so high that you just never know what you're going to get.
Dire's top tower is
Thank you,
under
Krusty.
attack.
You're welcome.
Dire's top tower has
Now
fallen.
the tower finally does fall.
Oh, that's a nice one to find on Windranger. Grab that double damage. I'm sure they'll be putting it to good use. C-Smile now. Oh my god, how is GPK this under level? He just cracks level 8. C-Smile's almost level 10.
Yeah, that's a problem. He just hits 8 now. Boat is coming. Kisses on top. Down goes the Windranger, GPK. And Toronto Tokyo now. We still don't have track on the side of EG. They still
Radiant's
find
middle
the
tower
kill that they
is under
need, and
attack.
now they can transition this into the tier 1 mid. They're just on top of things right now. And in terms of who needs to get off to a better start, like how we talk about this all the time. Which team wants to be ahead? That's a stupid question. Let me rephrase that.
I think BetBoom likes being behind.
I would say
Thank you for
EG
the question.
doesn't mind being behind because they always win the games, it seems like. Doesn't matter what the case is. But based on the lives, like how much does this fluctuate, the need to be ahead versus being able to come back
Radiant
as the dust comes out?
Hang on, Matthew. Uh-oh, he's fine. Just gonna run it, walk it off. Or? Oh, there's a tree there.
Gotta walk that off.
Not walking this one off. Okay. Looked
do
okay
so.
for a moment, but got cornered with that tree there. So,
Okay. Thus, just to get rid of it in your inventory. It
in
makes
case
sense.
Bounty had bring your son to work day, but he was not in the river. He already escaped. So,
Yeah.
fortunately, the bloodline of hunters goes on.
Radiant's bottom tower
Who needs to
is
be
under
ahead the
attack.
most? I think if I were to choose which lineup to, if I had to fall behind, who I'd rather fall behind on, it's probably the Radiant team, but it's pretty close. I think both teams are pretty, how to say, momentum based. I have a very bad, like, I feel like Kunkka just has a really bad track record at covering.
That's fair.
Whereas I feel like Windranger has moments and Doom has moments when it's behind where it can really swing things around. Kunkka, his damage just falls off pretty quickly if he's not on top of the game. But the good news for EG is he pretty much is. So 2,000 ahead against GPK's mid Windranger, a hero that generally doesn't really fall behind in the mid lane, has been just outplayed. Especially EG's rotations this game have been stellar. And this is one of the reasons this team picks Bounty Hunter first phase. They're so good at moving around the map. They've been showing why this game. That is a 12-minute halberd.
Wow.
So going to be able to negate a ton of Windranger's potential. It's also going to make him be doomed for a shorter time. All of Spirit Breaker's effect is going to be shorter as well. Just a very nice all-round item. This is one of the only heroes in the game I feel like can buy halberd first item. And again, it just fits his identity of, well, we found his identity, look at that, of playing this tempo style, right? It's just really, really good for him right now. So better put it to use. I think if he's just going to use it to farm creeps, it's not particularly great. But he wants to fight. Pakaz will be carrying this game later on.
Toronto Tokyo canceling the charge. Will he pay the price?
Nature
It's
loves.
not like they have the glimpse, but they do have a bear that can rip right through the cow. Not really a fair fight, if you ask me. And EG come with numbers. And you're right, they definitely want to fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they should be able to clean up this tier 1 tower as a result of this. Battle Fury online for Pakaz.
Radiant's bottom tower has
And
fallen.
now we ask
Dire's
ourselves,
middle
what is
tower
the next
under
item?
attack.
What is the next item?
What is the next
What do we do next?
Then we speculate.
Okay. Like, that's indefinite for me. So you have to come up with something.
Okay,
I can
infinite loop
speculate.
enabled.
Which hero?
The Ursa. Do you want to get aggressive and get a blink? Do you need the BKB?
I think just go straight BKB. That's what he's queuing up for now. Just be able to stand your ground. It was either this path or the one BSJ was talking about. I still think there is a hybrid path where you still go for this later. I think it's very interesting for him to get the Enrage talent on 25 and then empower his allies as well if we get that far in the game. But for now, I think, okay, he actually changed his mind to Dagger.
Save. He is dead. Lots of burst damage.
I don't know if he needs to buy the Dagger instead of the BKB, because from my perspective, the Kunkka is going to be the primary catch, and they also have Bounty Hunter as a secondary catch. So it shouldn't be necessary for him to have the Dagger, so I wonder what changed his mind. I mean, this is a better farming item than BKB. So just in terms of like overall being hybrid efficient, this is better. But
Okay. So you answered your own question then.
Radiant are
I mean, not
scanning.
really. Wait, what did he just buy? Did he buy the Dagger? I bought Yasha.
Okay.
Well then, that's
All
even
right.
more efficient for farming.
Okay.
So maybe he's gonna go the SNY. Oh, Brian was worried for a second. He's like, man, this BKB is not happening. But now he's going SNY.
All right.
The stream delay caught up. He's like, I will listen to BSJ's godly advice.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, we're just baiting with the item queues here. So 16-minute Roche for EG. I find it interesting though with Ursa in the game. He definitely could have gotten this earlier.
Radiant's
but
top tower is under
feeling more
attack.
comfortable at this moment to take it.
I think it's just one of those things where in the past with Ursa, you had to kill it early because you needed to build up that advantage. I think with the way Dota is
Radiant's
played now,
top
it's just
tower is
whenever
under
it's
attack.
natural, you do it. It's like
Dire's bottom tower.
this was
is
the
under
right time
attack.
for them to make this move. It just was lined up well with their overall map movements. So they want to grab this.
Smile, he's gonna be the first to TP in. Shackle will not fully connect, but he's gonna get another struck and Doom. So nothing's gonna come out of him, but he does have that status resist. Not gonna save him though. He will drop to the deck. And he does have his buyback available. Hurricane onto Matthew. And he's going to get bursted down as well. So double kill for save.
Nice punish from BetBoom. They were on the top of him immediately. If he gets to use just a little bit of stuff there, if he gets the ghost ship off, if he gets the halberd off on Windranger, he might stay alive. But they didn't mess around. They doomed him right away. Not going to give him the chance. I think a lot of teams in that situation make the mistake of, oh, we're 5-on-1, let's just kill him and not spend big cooldowns. But if he doesn't doom there, I actually think this turns into a disaster for BetBoom. So good call there to drop everything on that Kunkka. It's necessary. He is mega tanky, and you have to take that away from him immediately.
All right, so will he buy the Blink Dagger, or will he fake us out again and go for the Sage? Wait, what was the full build from BSJ? Was SNY part of that?
SNY.
Battle Fury,
Battle Fury, SNY, Octarine,
Nullifier.
Nullifier, yes.
No Blink in there. Interesting. Okay. I'd like to see it.
The time that this build gets really interesting is when Ursa hits. First of all, it's the 15 that he talked about with Earthshock applies Fury Swipes. You're obviously going to have that if you go for it at that time, but the 25 talent in particular is just insane because you keep getting in range when you have your shard right and you just keep jumping. So your team becomes extremely difficult to kill.
Now Toronto Tokyo, he's going to get caught out in the meantime. And he will be brought down to the ground. Will he? The cookie actually keeps him up.
What the heck?
He's actually going to live. He does die in the end. It's going to cost them Panda. So it's a 1-for-1 as C-Smile now. The kiss is coming from afar. Gets off his bow. He used his bow actually.
Boy. Yeah, had cooldown on the halberd as well.
Kind of a weird fight here.
Yep.
It's EG.
Around. TPK needs to be careful now, though. He's tracked. Pakaz is hot on their heels.
Yeah,
so
Blink
is
Dagger
Pure.
now being revealed. Now Pakaz can just rip right through Pure. He's going to get off the Hurricane. But he's still tracked up and will be killed.
Invisibility.
Dagger paying dividends there.
Now track gold starting to come into play for EG.
Good exchange for them. They keep their Aegis intact as well, so if they want to try to make any sort of play with this the next 2 minutes, they can. When did he use his halberd on C-Smile here? Because he didn't have it for the Windranger's focus fire. Where is it? Wait. Oh, he halberded the Mortar. Okay, so now he doesn't have it for the focus. Yeah. That cleave kill was insane, though. That was so long range onto the Spirit Breaker. Old Cleave would not have hit there, but Zero obviously got changed a while back to have ridiculous Cleave range.
Well, Toronto Tokyo finding himself a Skywrath Mage.
Nice freebie there.
Will miss me.
Okay, we'll take it. But Pakaz jumps right in. One more right click will do it. He pops the Enrage, but can't close the gap. Now he has to be a bit careful. He's a half HP. He does have the Aegis. It will finally be consumed. And C-Smile hovering over Pakaz. The Doom actually comes out on him. Toronto Tokyo with the full charge. The Nightfall not going to go any further, so the Doom not really working out too much. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo is going to sidestep the Torrent.
Dire's bottom tower
But he gets X mark, and this will be a track kill going the way of EG.
Radiant's middle
After
tower
all
is
that,
under
one
attack.
kill.
Yeah. Highlighting Whisper's snap ags. They love buying this
yeah.
when they're playing with Bounty Hunter. It's a really cool combination. You just throw in the Bounty and Viz, get that stun, and then immediately after that expires, Bounty Hunter himself can Shadow Walk hit you for another stun, and then he can Shadow Walk and Shadow Walk hit you for a third stun. So it's a really long duration setup that they can use, and of course, multiple good friends to throw. You can throw in the Kunkka so you can get a range for X mark. You can throw in the
Radiant's top
Ursa.
tower is under
Speaking of
attack.
Ursa, he loves doing this. The best hero in the game.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes and 40 seconds. That is a record for fastest Tormentor in the last week.
And
Radiant's
boy, are they happy they did this so they could get Scion of the Storm.
Radiant's
Hey, he's
top
tanky now.
towers are fortified. Dire's structures are fortified.
It's definitely way better than it used to be. SNY now on Pakaz.
Dire's
He's going
bottom
MKB.
tower is under attack.
Oh, for the Windranger, I
Banana
see.
Slammers in shambles.
Yep.
Radiant's top
Very
tower is
sad
under
state
attack.
of
Banana
affairs.
Slammers not
Radiant's
jamming.
top tower has fallen.
Uh-oh, Ench. He is... I'm gonna give
Gonna be
him
spotted.
20 seconds to live. Let's see.
20 seconds? All right.
Yeah.
21:19 right now. We're gonna pause. And
All right, the pause is not a part of this timer.
What the horse happens now? What are the options? Let's see. Save disconnects himself and never returns to the game.
All right, I'm not picking that one.
Okay. B, save dies.
Okay.
C, save lives. D.
You got to get creative here. Save lives and dies.
Save dies and Matthew dies.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna go with C. He gets away.
Was that what C was? I forgot the.
C was he lives, right?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you remember.
Yeah. It's a little bit unfair because I can see the minimap and literally nobody's in range. So
Yeah, usually I'd block this out for you.
hell yeah, nailed it. I knew he was gonna get away.
All right.
Yeah, well, I gave him 20 seconds to live, but the TPs were a little bit slower than anticipated.
And on to the next Tormentor. He can solo it. One of the few heroes. I think TA being the other one.
It's a little free cookie for the snap.
I don't think Enchantress can do that anymore. They fixed that one. Charge onto Smile. Well, he's actually going to be sandwiched by both Pure and Toronto Tokyo.
They don't
but
have
the boat is coming. He is a very, very tanky boy. Another strike. See Smile just getting bashed into oblivion. Atos now. He cannot move. Focus fire now. There's the waveform. And there is the deck. A million years later, and then he's like, all right, I guess they'll buy BKB.
Yeah, it was in base. Or maybe it was on the courier on the way, but didn't have it just yet. It'll be harder next time. They're going to need that Doom. A nice pick for BetBoom, but still the overall progression of the game, very EG favorite once again, because I feel like, I want to say, in almost every game of EG we've watched this tournament, he's top net worth 20 minutes. Almost consistently. It doesn't matter if they're winning the game, if they're losing. This guy always finds his farm.
Look out below. Matthew's coming. No connection, though, but he does get the track off. Toronto, Tokyo, yeah. He's going to have to hightail away.
Notice the itemization from Matthew here. The Yule Scepter, obviously extremely good against Spirit Breaker. You can remove his bulldoze, but also a little bit of nice utility to protect people from, say, Windranger, right? If she goes and finds a Shackle Shot combination with Focus Fire, you can Yule her by time. You can Yule the Doom when he's coming in. If he's going for a Blink Doom, but you have Prevision, you can pre-Yule him. And that's going to make some incredible turnaround potential for EG. So BetBoom have to be careful with how they approach the fights. They are going to try to take some initiative now. They have some big items coming up. GPK has completed his BKB. They have the Edge Pike. So damage is not really a problem for BetBoom. It's a matter of can you stay on the targets. Matthew is scouting this out very nicely.
They do find the bounty. He's going to stay alive a little bit longer thanks to the Pavis, but is eventually brought down to the ground.
5-man gank only finds the 4. A nice break there from EG to avoid additional casualties.
Well, Nullifier is going to be next for the Kunkka, Mr. C Smile. And obviously talked about that being a potential one for Pakaz, but opting, like you said, for the MKB instead. And they're going to go for another Blink Dagger on Whisper. Okay, so even more mobility on their side. And then for BetBoom, Ags should be, 500 away on Nightfall's Morphling. Gleipnir still being built by GPK, and
I suppose
Doom's almost done with the BKB.
So Brian was talking about the Ursa matchup and his ability to stay on Morphling with the stacks of Fury Swipes over time, that if Morph gets long fights and resets out, he needs a long time before he can re-engage because of the swipes. I think another part of this matchup is it's actually not that detrimental to Ursa to get morphed, because he has insane attack speed with overpower charges anyway, so even if he loses some of his stats, he's still got what it takes to fight back. I'm trying to think of a carry that gets crippled less by the eggs, actually. That's a pretty big deal, and he's buying it regardless.
How does it work with status resist? Does it not have any effect?
With how long the morph effect lasts?
Well,
or what do you mean?
The morph effect would last regardless, but will the debuff when you get the Ags?
Oh, that's a good question.
I assume it's attached to.
So you're saying Morph will have it longer than Ursa will lose it? Because
Right.
it's actually-
I don't think it works that way, but yeah.
I don't know.
When
Matthew scouts them out.
Yep.
Pays the price.
30 seconds.
Oh, that's a long-range A-toast.
I4 tidal wave online for C Smile.
Yeah, he bought that one.
He did.
Dire's middle tower.
He was like, God damn it, I lost the roll.
Another
twice."
reason to go for these early tormentors for EG is the faster you get to the second phase ones, you get the Ursa one for free, which is one of the best in the game. They're gonna scout it out. Whisper there. Oh, the Doom goes off, and it's on Ursa. He's in a bit of trouble now, but the gobble up, get the Ursa away, save the president at all costs. Whisper will die for his transgressions, but could have been a hell of a lot worse. And Toronto Tokyo is going to spot him and just ignore him.
Whisper's going to buy back. They want to force this Roche now that there's no Doom. I like this idea from EG, but BetBoom are very well positioned to try to take this fight. You have to be careful, though. See Smile, if he finds an angle, he finds the Morph.
Yeah, turns into Ursa. Tidal wave back into the arms, into the Mystic Flare, and that is enough burst damage to take Nightfall out of the game for 45 seconds. Picard's closing the gap onto Save, and we have another gobble up, this time connecting onto Toronto Tokyo, and EG are going to find 3 kills on the back of that buyback.
That almost looked aerodynamic when Skyrath got thrown in by Snap.
Did like a 360 there.
And he just flew in nicely and landed. Beautiful.
Still was a hard landing for BetBoom.
Yeah, well, I guess Skyrath is one of the lightest heroes you can get thrown onto you, but still hurts the same.
Yep, very nice comboing from EG.
Here, look out for the chicken.
And yeah, it actually looks like it goes upside down. Apparently,
the flailing animation of Skyrath is so funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Very elegant. Oh.
EG showing why they have been such a respected team the last year plus.
Yep.
Illusion.
Incredible growth from these players, and
Radiant's top
we're 3 minutes
tower
away
is
from the
under
next
attack.
Tormentor spawning on BetBoom's side. We'll see how much EG wants to steal that. Because if they can get that and their own again, then everybody in their team has shards, and C-Smile bought it for himself.
Okay, there's a Wisdom rune here. Who are you saving it for? They might be saving it for Pakaz. If there's some sort of key talent that he can approach, he's running the opposite way, so doesn't look to be the case. They want the Kunkka 20. Getting that, probably taking the... I imagine you take the Tidebringer Cleave in this game and not the Torrent AoE. He's not going Ags, so probably just going Cleave.
Yeah.
Aiming for a Nullifier, obviously an amazing item this game against Spirit Breaker, against Windranger, and I guess there's also a little bit more stuff to potentially dispel, is there? Oh, it's not really. But that's still good enough.
GPK and Nightfall show up into their side of the map again. How many shards have they've had to purchase anything that they currently have, which is 0. That feels really bad. I mean, are there any? I mean, the Enchantress shard, we've talked about the potential, I guess, but it's...
Gale Force is really good against Ursa.
Yeah, Gale Force would be good, but that is a core hero, right? So
he would have to buy it.
It would be Spirit Breaker and Enchantress likely, or definitely to get it.
Yeah. Planar Pocket is not really good this game.
Can you reflect track? How does that work?
Yeah, I guess you could redirect track from an ally to you, but like, really?
Yeah.
First of all, it's hard to know when it's coming out, and secondly, it's not that
theoretically, the big one, I mean, it's not that big, but Ancient Seal, I would assume.
I guess you could redirect X Mark.
X and Ancient Seal, 2 single targets.
Is under attack.
It's just very hard to use.
Yeah.
It's cool in theory.
But you do get the magic resist.
Is under attack.
Yeah.
And fair. Fortification pop now that the tier 2 has been destroyed. You can see BetBoom not... Okay, now they're starting to slowly TP back.
They've almost lost their tower when they even show up. They have. They're not here.
Yeah, X-Mar, okay.
Whoa, that was a quick fight.
Interesting. Shackle will not fully latch. Pakaz uses his ult to make sure that they can finish off the tower. Obviously still with the Aegis. And now that they forced back all of BetBoom, they can disperse.
Damn, Doom looks sick with a shield rune. He looks like a gargoyle.
That's true. What the hell?
That's incredible.
That looks really weird. That is...
That's some Dark Souls shit right there.
Yeah, it literally looks like another game for sure.
It also makes his weapon look kind of cool with that fire effect. I dig this.
Okay.
Very nice.
I'll watch for that to go up in price in the Steam market. Thanks to Cinderin pointing it out.
Yeah, shield rune is definitely something you can purchase on the Steam market. I think it probably looks cool with all of Doom's cosmetics, to be fair.
Uptick in Doom play then.
True.
All right, well, the Aegis still, it's less than a minute now. So not sure if EG is going to try and force anything, but they do smoke, so.
They have to really be very, very careful with this. Whatever hero they show, I think if you could just blast the Ench here, it's actually really good.
X marks. Ench will get tidal wave back into the arms of Pakaz. They can't finish him off. Toronto Tokyo now taking some right click from the bear. But now they're starting to kite Pakaz. He pops the ult. Might have to reset a bit. 30 seconds on the Aegis. Still Gleipnir is dead. That means the bounty is dead. Mortimer's Kiss is behind the trees from Whisper. Dealing a considerable amount of damage, but not enough to find any kill at all.
It's time to get out.
And EG retreat fully.
That was a good fight from BetBoom. They did a really good reaction there from Save when he got caught. He got the Force Staff off in time before he got chain stunned.
Oh, look at the mini-map drawing. I don't know if they... Oh, they can actually see the double damage, so that's why they're going through that area. So Morphling will have a double damage. They're going to fight into this Aegis that is about to expire. There's the Doom. It's going to time out really well. The Aegis is gone, and so is Ursa. Really well played from BetBoom. C-Smile able to TP out.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Very good coordination.
They get the kill, they get the double damage. So they have that for a potential follow-up play. Is in the bottle for, I believe, the Windranger, right? Yeah, so gives her a lot of prowess in the next fight. She could probably just assassinate a hero like Snapfire if she finds the angle. BetBoom equalize the gold for this game. The Pakaz kill is worth so much.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
And just like that, BetBoom knocking on the tier.
That's that double damage.
All right, GPK, the focus fire, like you said, applying to Whisper right now, but he's disarmed. Already popped that BKB. Now we'll have to run away that the BKB is running out. Cookie. Hold on, are they actually stuck? What is this? All right.
That was a nice stun.
And it looks like this tier 2 will fall. Chi's still online for EG, but obviously with no Ursa, they will have to wait a bit. And Whisper, how close? Okay, so he's level 16. So still 4 levels away before he starts being a right clicker. He's already opting to go for the MKB. That's not really gonna line up with the level 20 unless he gets some major experience here soon. But once he does get to that point, even just level 20 with MKB, Windrunner just gets destroyed.
I feel like I've seen very few level 25 snaps lose games when they have damage items. It's just incredibly powerful if you can get there.
It's funny how little damage it does until that point. Incredible power spike. How often do you think pro players misclick the talents? That's the thing that tilted me the most when they came out. Because I hit one a lot for my hero.
Yeah. Very rarely, but it does happen.
Hopefully not today if you're an EG fan. Oh, Matt, that was a nice pop there. And great pickoff from BetBoom as they're starting to hit their stride now.
Nice play from Save. Force Staffs his own Centaur into the Stomp there, and then they connect. Beautifully done. Definitely not let Matthew have the free reign that he's used to on Bounty Hunter a lot of the time. He's been getting punished a fair amount. Still, he's obviously dying for a reason. He's gaining information for his teammates to feel safe around the map as they farm and push a little bit more aggressively than they usually would.
Okay, Tormentors are up.
Yeah, looks like Makaz is heading there for that, plus a Wisdom Rune. Nope, he just wants the Wisdom Rune. The Tormentor's already dead, so...
Wait, what? When did they kill it? Oh, he already has Shard. Okay. He didn't buy it, right? Oh, wait. No, Bounty got it. Okay, so I guess Ursa bought it?
Yeah, he must have.
And Bounty got it for free? Yeah, Tormentor's still on the side of BetBoom, so I assume that is what happened.
The Bounty Shard's actually kind of cool with Ursa.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of different cool things they can do. I mean, all 5 heroes have Shard on the side of EG. And
So correct me if I'm wrong, when Bounty Shadow Walks
Zero.
an ally, they also have the stun when they
Yeah.
attack, right?
correct.
That's pretty crazy on Ursa if you time it well.
Yep, for sure. Especially if you have
Dire
Abyssal,
are scanning.
which he has Basher right now.
But usually you are going to use the dagger for the initiation, so that would break it. So maybe it's a little bit counter-synergistic, but anyway. All right.
Oh, the belch is coming for you. Toronto Tokyo's going to get hit right off the bat. Matthew with the double stun and deleted. See the Agron Scepter come out from the Enchantress as well, but the Doom already applied, but Snapfire closing the gap pretty nicely, just ignoring the Doom for the most part. And Ursa, a lot of stacks onto Pure right now. See Smile trying to get off the tidal wave, but the BKBs are activated. Either way, the Doom does fall, but it's going to cost the life of Pakaz, who instantly buys back into the game. Nightfall takes the Mystic Flare.
Dire's top tower is under
Looks like he has enough HP to retreat, but it's right into the arms of the Bounty. He gets brought back and brought down.
EG expending some very expensive.
Oh, from downtown, save. Gracious me, oh my.
3-pointer from Whisper.
That was a swish.
Yeah, you like that one. It's a basketball reference.
That's right.
That's your kind of shit right there. That was expensive for EG, to be fair. They did use, actually only, wait, I thought they bought back more than Ursa, but it was only Pakaz that had to buy back for that. And
now you get a rush.
Yeah, I take it back. That was, I mean, it was worth it regardless, but only having to expend the 1 buy there. And that was a huge fight for the Doom, right? It was wasn't that a double Doom fight? He instantly, so he Dooms the snap here.
Yeah.
Instant refresh, Dooms the Ursa.
Who was
Radiant's top
already
tower
enraged.
is under
Yeah.
attack.
So even less of a timing there.
Yeah, this was definitely a short Doom. Still forced him out of the fight, but I don't know how BetBoom were not able to connect on this a little bit better. Like when he gets 2 Dooms like this, you would think the start of the fight would go better, but they managed to kill neither Whisper nor Pakaz in the initial part of the fight, and Whisper got to survive through the Doom and then use the cheese. And yeah, this X mark just seals the deal. When Morph is dead, this fight's over.
Oh!
God, it's so satisfying.
That must feel so good. Okay, so with that, EG now have a 6K lead with Aegis and Cheese in tow.
Radiant
How close are we to level
scanning.
20 on Whisper? All right, he's 19. Did he... Was it his buyback, though? Or did he just buy a Lincoln's? Is that why he doesn't have gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
He bought Lincoln, so he
So it
changed.
won't have the damage.
He's gonna probably use that primarily to throw on Pakaz just to protect him when he goes in. And Pakaz himself is now finishing up Abyssal in a few hundred gold. He will be close to 25 as well. Let's see which path he takes. I am expecting the overpower attacks in this game, not the enrage one, but never know.
We will find out.
Very shortly. Stay tuned.
I mean, what's the more common one?
Overpower attacks for sure.
That's the only one that I've seen. That was a trick question. I actually literally have never seen the other one, but it sounds so cool.
It's really cool with the Octarine build, but since he's not going that one, it's not quite the same.
Bounty.
Oh, that's a nice item on Snap, getting that Timeless Relic.
Yeah, not too
Hero
shabby.
does tons of damage, and the debuff duration is amazing. Gives more time to the hero that gets thrown in with the
Radiant's
bobble
bottom
up. It gives
barracks
more
are under
time on the
attack.
cookie and way more damage on the ult. X-Mark. They're just going to use X-Mark.
Oh, they're going to try to backstab here. Pakaz getting gone on initially by the Morphling, but here comes the rest of the team. And look at this damage onto the Snap by already at half HP. Gets doomed as well. Stock comes out. Second Doom onto C-Smile. Snap has died outright. And it's going to be C-Smile as well. So just like that, it's 5v3. Still with the Aegis on Pakaz, but he's going to get surrounded here pretty soon. Gets off the Earth Shock. Gives him a little enrage buff. But gets brought down now. And will be totally surrounded. And actually gets the blink off. Enrage.
Good luck.
Not up for another 5 seconds. Big fight for BetBoom. Terrific backstab.
Such a classic as well. I feel like this happens so rarely nowadays that EG weren't really ready for it. They went up the high ground and this was just already prepared for BetBoom. So they used the Morphling as bait. He shows up a little bit, takes some of Ursa's attention, and then all of them in the meantime get that assassination from the back. Really nicely done with that double Doom. And obviously, maybe EG didn't expect there to be 2 Dooms either, because in the last fight it was the Refresher Shard, I believe. Am I tripping? No, he had...
Refresher Shard was on EG.
Yeah, never mind. So he had the Refresher or the previous fight as well. Yeah, so that's not the case.
Yeah. Production's telling you you're a moron by putting that graphic up. And now the Racks are in trouble for EG all of a sudden. Oh! Charge in from Toronto, Tokyo. Beautiful shackle attack that somehow extends globally now. They're going to find 2 kills off the back of it, and they're going to just try to end the game here. 66 seconds of no Pakaz. I don't see why not. They're going to push extremely fast, but the Kunkka will be back. Snapfire as well. We're going to try to hold this 3 versus 5. Boat is coming. BKB, but he gets doomed right off the bat. They're just going to focus down the Ancient now. Oh, okay, the Mystic Flare doing quite a bit of damage, but Nightfall, he's going to be able to finish this game outright off the back of one fight. Literally, one fight they won. And that's the game.